Hello everyone, it's Brittney from The Pretty Plus. Today I'm sharing with you some big news. I titled it already. I'm not going to clickbait you because there aren't enough of you who watch to care about my clickbait anyway. But, well, look at us back there. Oh, we're so cute. I'm pregnant again and we're having twins. So big news, super shock. I announced the pregnancy 2 days ago? I don't remember. I think it was Black Friday night that I announced on Facebook and Instagram. My family and close friends already knew. Most of the people I work with already knew. So it wasn't like a super shock to the people who were really close to me, but I still thought it would be really fun to announce online. And I got an overwhelming, amazing response. So many people on Instagram and Facebook giving us well wishes, being so excited for us. And yeah, I got such an overwhelming response that I've had to take like little chunks where I replied to like 5 comments at a time. I've been keeping up with messages. Messages have been easier. They feel more personable. So it's easier for me to have that conversation with them. So I've responded to hundreds of messages, but now I have a few hundred, 300 or 400 comments across the platforms that I'm trying to respond to. So if you have messaged me, if you message me, I've messaged you back. If you've commented on one of those things, I will get back to you. It's been a process. You can only say thank you so many times without feeling like you're just saying thank you to the air. So I'm taking my time doing it so that I can truly feel thankful for each person who has thanked me. I'm out of breath because I'm pregnant. I just recorded a video before this. I don't know if it'll be up before or after, so I'm not even gonna like shout it out, but so I've been talking a lot. Anyway, I am 17 weeks pregnant today with twins. Again, we just announced, so I think with my first child, we announced, I think it's 16 weeks. We announced it 17 weeks this time. I wanted to do around 16 weeks, but I couldn't think of the way that I wanted to announce. Like I thought I wanted to do something really cute, like whole family in the picture. And then I was like, that just seems so exhausting. I'm exhausted. So I scratched that. And then I was like, okay, we'll try with just my daughter in the picture. And then I was like, she's 2 and she's kind of hit or miss on whether or not she will actually stop and take a picture. We actually went and had pictures done today. It was just me and Clara because my husband had to work. So I was trying to get mainly pictures, like Christmas pictures of her, but she really wouldn't allow it. So I think that the photographer, my favorite photographer ever, Kaylee Creighton Photography, I'll link her below if you're indie local. She is great. So I'm sure, and it was a mini session. So I'm sure she got a few of just Clara, but then it's just gonna be like me and Clara. And I think that's weird because her dad just wasn't there and we're still very much in love and married. So anyway, the Christmas card picture might just be me and Clara and like, Brett was at work, sorry. But anyway, I don't know why I'm just rambling about that, but that's why I'm out of breath. That's what I've been doing today. It's been a long day. So yeah, 17 weeks, with the type of twins I'm having, we will have them no later than 37 weeks, or I think 36 weeks and 6 days. So before 37 weeks, we'll have them. So they should be here mid-April. Hopefully. I hope they hold out for that long because I don't want to have like preemie babies. That's just obviously the goal is to have as full term as you can get healthy twins. So yeah, I thought that what I would do is get on here and answer some frequently asked questions. There are really just 3 main questions I'm getting asked over and over and over. And I thought that if you didn't ask the question already and you were wondering, that I would just tell you so you didn't have to just wonder. And I thought it would be easier for me to talk it out than to just type it out to every person. I typed like a short synopsis to people who asked each of these questions, but I can go into more depth on this video. So the first question is, do I feel worse with twins than I did with just Clara? Yes. With Claire, I had like no symptoms. I hardly knew I was pregnant most of the time because I didn't get very big at all. Um, she ended up being very small, so that was probably why, but I'm I'm bigger now than I was with Clara when she was full term. So it's been uncomfortable. I've had round ligament pain. I had morning sickness, but it was like all day, nausea all day. I didn't throw up every day, but I threw up often enough that it was annoying. And usually after I ate something that I really wanted. So like I remember one day my mom made spaghetti and I was like, yes, my mom makes like the best spaghetti. So I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna eat the spaghetti, and ate like a tiny bowl of it, and then I threw it all up. So that really sucked. So morning sickness, nausea, some vomiting, fatigue. I was done. I remember with Clara, I would come home from work and just take a nap, sleep. I would sleep all the weekend. Well, with a 2-year-old in tow, very hard to do that. She is kind of demanding. Luckily, she goes to bed around 8 every night. But we had that like 2-year-old transition time, if you know what I'm talking about, where she, I think it was like a combination of teething, or she had just been getting over a cold, and she would just cry all night. We had like, usually we can put her to bed and just lay her in bed, her own bed, in her own room, put her in bed, give her a passy, tell her goodnight, and she may whine a little bit. She usually falls right to sleep. So we had, I want to say it was like 2 weeks where we would put her in bed and she would just yell, bang on walls, scream, cry. And we were trying to figure out, like, are we going to have her cry it out? We tried that one night and it was horrible. She finally did it, but I think she yelled from like 7:30 p.m. until like 11:30 p.m. Then she fell asleep, and then she was awake at like 2. We were like, what the heck? And she didn't cry the whole time. If she was crying, like sad crying, I would have gotten her. Don't come at me. She was yelling, yelling like, no, yeah, no, don't come, no, I know bedtime, like that kind of yelling. That was the hardest part of my pregnancy I've ever gone through, because she was a very difficult, like very difficult. My husband was starting a new job where he had to wake up and leave the house at like, I don't know what time he leaves, like 5:30 or something. 6? I don't know what time he leaves. I'm asleep. So he was tired. I was on sleeping pills because I was on like Unisom, half a pill at night, which helped me sleep and also helped me with the nausea the next morning. And it was a very, very hard time. But you know how they say like second trimester, your second win? And I was like, please let that happen. Literally, the day I hit 14 weeks, I was like, done. No nausea, no fatigue. Like I was feeling fine. I was doing things, and it felt miraculous, like the too good to be true type of feeling. And then for the 3 weeks since then, I've been great. I've felt a lot better. I do feel the twins moving some. I've seen them in ultrasound a few times. They're doing well. I was scared at first. I was like, something's happened, but no, we're all good. So, feeling so much better. But yes, it was way worse than when I was pregnant with just one baby, because I didn't have any morning sickness or anything with her. So, the other question I get asked all the time is, do twins run in your family? The answer is no. I have a third cousin who had twins recently. I think they're not even a year old yet. But that's the only twin situation we have in my side of the family. I asked Brett about his side of the family, and I think he has one set of twins somewhere along the way on his dad's side, and then he has I think a third cousin who had twins. So yeah, but in talking to my doctor and like reading some online, We found that really the only time like that twins running in your family really matters is when they're fraternal twins, because that is when, and that's usually on the woman's side, that's when the woman ovulates 2 eggs at once, and 2 eggs are fertilized. My nose itches. We are having identical twins. Let me break this down for you a little bit, because I didn't know anything about twins, and I have people asking me all the time, like, oh, are you having a boy and a girl? I'm like, they're identical. They're like, oh yeah, you can still have a boy and a girl. Like, no, they share the same DNA. Like, they came from one egg. They split. They're kind of like a genetic fluke, which would happen to us. Anyway, so there's like 2 different kinds of identical twins. The one kind, they are in one sac with a membrane that separates them, and they share a placenta. That is, I don't know the full, I know it, but I can never say it, the full name for it, but the slang is Modi twins. So they split from one egg sooner than the next type of twin, which is Momo twins, which they share a sac. They're in there free all together, and that can, obviously go wrong if one's cord gets wrapped around the other. Anyway, so mine are separated by a membrane, and that makes it like a medium high risk pregnancy. I go to the maternal fetal medicine doctor every 2 weeks for now, starting at 16 weeks and going, I think, to 28 or 30 weeks. Then I'll go once a week until I give birth, at least once a week. With Modi twins, there's a risk for twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, which is where basically that membrane can break down and one twin can start taking more nutrients from the placenta than the other twin, and it can make one twin a lot smaller than the other, which can upset the balance in there, and one can be very unhealthy and the other could be thriving, and you don't want that to happen, because that can be detrimental to both. So if that does happen, and it happens from reading online, about 10% of the Modi twins, then there is a surgery they can do called an ablation. I'm not going to get into it because I really don't know exactly what all that entails, but it can help to make sure they're separated and each getting their own equal nutrients. So when I go to the doctor every 2 weeks, I get an ultrasound each time, and they check to make sure that the twins are growing equally and that they both have like the same amount of fluid, and that one of them hasn't gotten big and the other one stays small. They're just monitoring that type of stuff every time. So when I went at 16 weeks, I thought maybe they'd be able to tell me the gender, but they weren't able to get a confirmation. They did, she told me what she thinks they are. I'm going to keep it quiet for now, but it did confirm what a blood test told me, but it wasn't like the genetic testing. So I also had genetic testing done. I should be getting those results soon. So we'll know if they're boys or girls. And yeah, I guess let me tell you this. I didn't tell you this at all. When I first got pregnant, I knew really, like, right away, like really soon. And I thought that it was like my menstrual cycles were long. So about 45 days is what they were for the last 2 cycles. And so I thought that maybe I'd ovulated a lot later than I actually did. So just a long story short, I found out when I was like a little over 3 weeks pregnant, and I thought that I was like 4 or 5 weeks pregnant. And I guess that should have been my first sign, but I honestly didn't know because of how my menstrual cycles had been, that the HCG level was so high that it would show up on that test. So then when I went in for level testing, because I had previously had a miscarriage, they were looking fine but they were looking fine for if I was 5 and 6 weeks instead of like 3 and 4 weeks. So 3 and 4 weeks, they were high for that. But anyway, again, I didn't know that. But I had a few dreams where I was having twins. I told my coworkers and my friends, and I was like, I feel like I'm having twins. Like, it's the craziest thing. And they were like, no, you're not. You're like, my coworkers were like, you're fine. Like, you're not, but that would be so funny. And then my best friend was like, I hope you do. And I'm like, oh, that's really rude. But anyway, so then I had an ultrasound at 6 weeks, and they told me that it was 1. And I specifically asked, my husband was there, he can confirm. I asked, is there only 1? And she said, yes. She lied to me. No, I just think she didn't see the other one. It could have been, at that point, they're blobs. Like, they don't look like anything. So it could have been that the blobs were so close together that it just looked like one, or one was behind the other. Whatever the case may be, she said no. So we're like, okay, my intuition was wrong, and that's okay, because we really wanted 2 kids. So we were just happy that the baby had a good heartbeat and seemed to be at like around the right gestation. We did find that it was like a week behind what I thought, as I was saying before. So then I went to my doctor's appointment. It was almost 11 weeks. And I was with a midwife. My practice does like your first appointment is with either a nurse practitioner or a midwife. And she was using a handheld ultrasound machine. If you haven't had one of those in your doctor's office, find a doctor who has one, because they're awesome. But they look like big cell phones, and you can see on the screen like a little ultrasound that's like this big. So you can see the baby. It's not as like high tech of an ultrasound as like, one of the big machines, but you can see. And we could see the baby moving around. We could see a heartbeat, but she couldn't get the baby to like stay still or to stay on the baby long enough to get the heartbeat rate. And she wanted to confirm, because she knew that I was feeling nervous because, again, we had previously had a miscarriage. So she wanted to have me do an ultrasound, but the ultrasound tech had left because I have hiccups. This is the last person of the day. So she set it up for me to go the next day. I went the next day, and Brett was supposed to go with me. But as luck would have it, my daughter got sent home from daycare because she had a rash, which was just eczema. And anyway, we couldn't take her. But at that time, they were allowing your partner to come with you, but he couldn't come with me because he was taking care of our child. So I was like, it's fine. We saw the baby moving. I know I saw the heartbeat. They want to confirm. It'll be good. Went there, and the ultrasound tech was like, did you know it's 2? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I yelled that. And I was like, I did know it was 2, but then the last ultrasound tech told me it was just 1. So I had been assuming it was just 1. So my intuition was right, and it was 2. That's the long story. And now we're at 17 weeks. I was so shocked. Like, I was in shock, and I told Brett in a text message. I sent him the ultrasound, and he was like, not a funny joke. I was like, it's not a joke. Like, this is real life. And so yeah, that happened. So now the last question, and a question that I find to be, I think it could be an offensive question if asked to the wrong person. Luckily, the people who are asking me are asking the right person, because I've talked openly about my infertility, my weight loss journey, my weight loss surgery in order to jumpstart my fertility. And the question is, were the twins natural, or did you use medicine or IVF? Long story short, no, I didn't use medicine or IVF. We got pregnant with Clara naturally after having weight loss surgery. So I had weight loss surgery in 2016 or 17. No, I don't remember. Had weight loss surgery. I lost 100 pounds in that year. And then I got pregnant with Clara at right at a year. And with Clara, I didn't gain any weight while I was pregnant, but I was eating a lot and trying to maintain getting nutrients to her. And right after I had her, I was eating a lot, like all the time, in order to make sure I could have a good supply of breast milk for her that was really rich and fatty, because she was born at 2 pounds 11 ounces. And I gained about 30 pounds back within that first 4 to 5 months of having Clara. So lost 100 pounds, gained 30 pounds back, and then I maintained that. I got pregnant again in August of 2019, so last year. We ended up having a miscarriage at 12 weeks, and I didn't gain any weight that whole time. And then we got pregnant with the twins in, oh no, wait. Yeah. No, it was November of last year. Sorry. That we got pregnant and had a miscarriage in January of this year. And then we got pregnant this year in August. And yeah, so I've gained 5 pounds with the twins. And actually I gained 5 pounds, but then I went to the doctor the other day and I had lost it back. So it was like at even, but I want to say it's like 5 pounds, fluctuating 5 pounds. So the long story short is that I've had PCOS. I've made a whole video about my weight loss surgery into having Clara, and I will link those for you, I promise, below. So check those out if you want like a long detailed version. But the after the weight loss surgery and losing that weight for that year, I've been able to maintain for quite a while. If I put some effort into it, I know I could lose some more, but that hasn't been my goal. My goal has been to have healthy eating habits, eat intuitively, and be able to maintain instead of keep losing and losing, because I feel pretty comfortable right now. Well, not physically right now because I'm pregnant as hell, but when I go into those cycles where we know that we're going to want to start to try again, I've had messed up menstrual cycles previously, and then weight loss surgery helped fix menstrual cycles, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, hypertension, all these things that have gone away pretty much after having weight loss surgery and losing weight. So I know that if I jumpstart to lose weight, that I can get my menstrual cycles to be more regulated and have a better chance of having a baby. So I would follow low sugar, like a diabetic style diet, whenever we're trying to start having a baby. However, we have been very lucky in the fact that we have only ever tried for 1 month each time that after weight loss surgery, to have a baby. So 1 month Clara, 1 month August baby miscarriage, and then 1 month twins. Before that, we were never protected, and we had a few years of just not having any luck, and I just needed to get my body right, basically. So again, weight loss can trigger menstrual cycles to actually act regular. If you have PCOS or something like that, I suggest trying that. I'm not going to suggest having weight loss surgery. It is a huge deal. It's something that you should talk to your general practitioner about, your lady doctor, any of your doctors, and schedule a consultation with a surgeon if you're interested. Again, I have all the stories of my weight loss surgery journey. It was very hard. I'm not going to even lie to you. And I'm not the type of person, I generally have a very mild temperament. I'm never super anxious. I'm never depressed. That's just how I've been my life. And that's just me, But that year after weight loss surgery was one of the hardest mentally of my life. And I don't want to downplay that for you. So it was very, very hard. However, my insurance was able to cover my weight loss surgery, but they wouldn't cover IVF. So we knew that that was a good start for me, and that even if we had to do IVF in the future, I would be at a better weight to do IVF, because it's true, your body can work better if you've had a weight loss, or if you're not as heavy. I was 330 pounds before, so yeah, my body is in much better shape now. So that is all long story short to say, we conceived the twins with no medication and no IVF. And I am glad that we did, because I have friends who have gone through the process or are going through the process, and my heart truly aches for them. It sounds like such a wild process, and I'm pregnant, so I may start crying, but I just can't imagine having to do that. And I want to give a shout out to all of you who have gone through that, because it just sounds so heartbreaking. So I'm going to end this video here. If you enjoyed this video of my twin announcement, I hope that you'll stick around. I plan on doing a few more updates before they're here. And then I don't know what kind of content I'll have once they are here. My normal content is like budgeting, groceries, some cooking, a little bit of life here and there. And I hope that if you enjoy that type of thing, you'll stick around, subscribe, like, all those good things. You can find me in the meantime on the internet at The Pretty Plus on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And as always, my blog, my baby, theprettyplus.com, has all my articles. And usually if I have a video of something, I have a blog post that correlates and goes into a little more detail for those people who like to see things in paragraph form. I'm one of those. I like blogs. So be sure to check out theprettyplus.com. I thank you so much for making it through this video, because I know it's very long, and I look forward to talking with you guys soon. Bye. Hello everyone, it's Brittney from the Pretty